Hello, YouTube subscribers. Hello, Michigan fans, and hello, Facebook. This is your guy, Harry Bryant, again with a special video that is dealing with the Rose Bowl and the way that Michigan just gave me 9 heart attacks throughout the whole entire game, and Michigan was victorious at the end. The final score is Michigan, my Michigan Wolverines, 27, Alabama 20. Man, what a heck of a game, man. I was reading the article about how many people watched the Rose Bowl, and you know how many people watched it. It says that the Rose Bowl viewership was one of the highest rated college football games that was ever recorded, I think ever since 2018 or something. And I think this game was watched by more people than anything that is non-NFL related. Now, they released a number of how many people watched the Rose Bowl game. They said it was an estimated 27.2 million people watched the game. And towards the end of the game, that number rises up to nearly 32 million viewers that watched the Rose Bowl game between two blue blood football programs in Michigan and Alabama. And I tell you what, man, I'm really starting to think that the committee got it right when they selected Michigan, Texas, Washington, and Alabama. I think they made a good decision. Now, don't get me wrong, Florida State did get screwed, okay, and there's no bones about that. But, man, I think the committee got it right, man. I mean, 2 great games, 2 great semifinal games. It wasn't a lopsided game by any stretch of the imagination. It was not a lopsided game in the Rose Bowl and the Sugar Bowl between Washington and Texas. Matter of fact, that last game between Washington and Texas, the Sugar Bowl game, that game was pretty close. And Texas, Washington, they just kept switching and kept taking turns leading the game. I mean, it was like a back and forth between those two. But man, the first game, the Rose Bowl, the pageantry. Why they think they call the Rose Bowl the granddaddy of them all? Man, it lived up to the hype. It lived up to it just lived up to everything it was supposed to live up to. And 2 of the biggest brands in college football clashed. On one hand, you got Michigan, you got Jim Harbaugh, and you got all of those Michigan fans there. The Block M, and all you saw was yellow on one side, and on the other side, you got the GOAT. You got the greatest college football coach that ever coached college football, Nick Saban, and those Alabama Crimson Tide. And you got all that sea of, I think it's crimson. I don't think they want their colors to be called red, but I think it's called crimson. But man, all those Alabama fans on the other side of the bowl. Man, it was a huge game for both teams. And the flyover, that was magic, dude. I mean, the whole entire atmosphere was rocking. But throughout the game, man, the first play of the game, McCarthy threw that interception. I'm like, are you serious? Are you absolutely serious? No. He did not throw an interception. I'm like, oh, wait. Did he just throw a pick? The first play of the game, he threw an interception? But luckily, the player that caught the interception had his foot out of bounds before he caught the ball, but before he caught the interception, and so they luckily called it an incomplete pass. Michigan called a break on that. But man, I'm like, JJ, you cannot do this. Dude, this is too early for you to be making mistakes. But man, throughout the game, man, it was so many miscues, especially for my special teams. I mean, you got young guys, and I'm trying to think what that young man's name was. He called a fair catch, and he tried to catch the ball. He muffled it, and then luckily he fell on it, or otherwise that ball would have been picked off by Alabama, and I think Alabama would have scored. So that was a boneheaded mistake. Our special teams really, didn't do that great in the Rose Bowl. Missed field goal. It was just so many miscues. And even our offense, beginning of the third quarter, they just couldn't get anything going. Our defense had to keep Michigan in the game. But man, I gotta say kudos to our defense, man. Our defense did their job, man. Because I'll tell you one thing, that defense won the game for Michigan. If it wasn't for our defense, Michigan would have lost that game yesterday easily. Because, Alabama in the third quarter seemed like their offense started to pick up momentum. And it just seemed like our offense just was stagnant. They couldn't do anything. They try to run. Maybe they probably get 3 or 4 yards or whatever the case, maybe 2 or 3. But it wasn't anything special. And it just seemed like Michigan just kept getting these 3 and outs. They had to punt the ball back to Alabama. And it just seemed like, man, I was getting to a point that I was so ticked off at our offense. And I yelled at the TV. And I was like, hey, y'all, our defense is doing their job. Y'all offense got to pick it up. And I yelled at the TV and I was saying, do something! I was really animated, dude. Because our offense just couldn't get anything going. But luckily, our defense, they played lights out yesterday. They played like they was the best defense in the country. Man, but I tell you what, our defense, man, they gave Jalen Milroe a hard time. 6 sacks. Our defense sacked Jalen Milroe 6 times. 6 times. 6 times in that game. Man, I tell you what, I don't think Alabama thought that they was going to face the defense quite as potent as Michigan. And I think Alabama really underestimated Michigan's defense. Because I tell you what, man, they gave Jalen Milroe the fits all game. Now, don't get me wrong, now starting in the third, starting the fourth quarter, okay, Jalen Milroe, he started getting a little confidence. So he started making some plays and whatever the case. Then he started scrambling out of the pocket, started gaining, started moving the chains, whatever the case. So he started getting a little momentum going. But, at the end of the day, man, Michigan, they scored a touchdown, so they finally got their offense going. So they finally getting something going. So end up, the game was tied 20 apiece and took it into overtime. So Michigan won the coin toss, and they elected to get the ball first, and so they scored the touchdown. And then it was Alabama's turn to kind of match the touchdown. But I tell you what, our defense, dude, they did not allow Alabama to score. And end up, man, I saw that last play. I was standing up and I was like, come on, defense. We need one more stop. One more stop. And then all of a sudden, man, our defense, they stopped Jalen Milroe. He was trying to run in the middle. He was trying to, man, I don't know who called that play. I don't know if it's Tommy Rees or the Alabama coaching staff called that play. But that play was dead on arrival. But, man, our defense stopped Jalen Milroe from scoring. Because they had the ball on the 3-yard line. And end up our defense took care of business. And they stopped Jalen Milroe from scoring. And end up Michigan. Man, Michigan won the Rose Bowl. I couldn't believe it. I didn't know how to feel. I didn't know if I wanted to cry. I didn't know if I wanted to hug. I didn't know if I wanted to just jump up. I mean, dude, Michigan never made it this far before in the playoff era. Michigan never made it this far because the only thing Michigan was so used to is heartbreak. 2 years ago when Michigan played Georgia, and Georgia, we just wasn't ready. Georgia was just a once in the generation type of talent. And I don't think there will never be another team like that Georgia team. They were just that potent. They was just that good. So Michigan didn't get past Georgia. Then last year Michigan played TCU, and what made Michigan lose that game against TCU was Michigan was just too cocky. They thought that they were just going to push over TCU. They didn't take TCU serious. And that's why Michigan lost that heartbreaker. But man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. When our offense couldn't do anything, I was like, dude, no, I do not want this again. This whole deja vu feeling that Michigan go end up falling short again. But man, wow, our offense, they picked it up at the right time, man. They woke up. They like, man, look, listen. This is our last chance. Michigan may not ever make it this far again, so you might as well just do something. But man, our offense picked it up. And man, guess what? I got something to show y'all guys. This is the very last sign that I stole. And I promise you, I'm not going to steal any more signs, okay? I couldn't help it. But I had to steal this sign. And I got to show it to y'all, man. And I want y'all to feast your eyes on this. Even put it on pause and just focus on this. Michigan 27, Alabama, which everybody loves, 20. Michigan is your Rose Bowl champions, baby. Champions. But before I carry on with this video, I would like to give my respect to Alabama. I'd like to give my respect to Nick Saban and to the Alabama Crimson Tide program. That's a hell of a team, man. That is a team, dude. I mean, the greatest coach that ever coached the game. Alabama gave us problems all game long. We knew going into this game, I'm talking about Michigan, that this game was going to be a physical, close, drag-out game. Both teams was ready to play smash-mouth football. Either team could have won that game. Alabama could have won that game yesterday. And matter of fact, I really thought for a second that Alabama was going to actually win that game. Man, but I tell you what, I got nothing but respect for Alabama. I got nothing but respect for Nick Saban. They played a hell of a game, and we was privileged to play against the best team in the conference, or the best team in the country, in my opinion, which is Alabama. I mean, come on. I mean, even though Michigan is number one, but come on, Alabama is the gold standard in college football, and there's no taking away from that. So we was real privileged and honored to play Alabama and share that field with Alabama. And they are a great team. And so they had nothing to hang their heads over. They are SEC champions. They did beat Georgia. So they had nothing to be ashamed of. And it was just Michigan's time to win. It was just our time. It was just our year. And I would like to congratulate my team, the Michigan Wolverines, for doing what most people thought that there's no way Michigan can do, and that's to beat Nick Saban and those Alabama Crimson Tide. And everybody was saying that Jim Harbaugh outcoached Nick Saban. And I tell you what, a whole lot of people agree with that, and not just Michigan fans, but also among Alabama fans agreed that Jim Harbaugh did outcoach Nick Saban. And that Michigan just outplayed, out-physical Alabama. I mean, there was just more physicality on the Michigan side than compared on the Alabama side. Michigan was just more physical in the trenches. Michigan was just more physical. Michigan was just more hungry, more determined to win this game. And it shows. It shows. And that game was good. It was a great game. Man, I am happy right now. I am in jubilee that we, and I'm talking about Michigan. When I say we, I'm talking about Michigan. I feel like I'm a part of the team, even though I'm not. But I do feel like I'm a part of the team as a fan. But man, Michigan is one win away from winning the national championship on Monday, January 8th. Michigan is one win away from winning the national championship. I can't even, my mind is not even, like, I can't, I don't need, it's like, man, it's like it haven't even sunk in yet that Michigan is one win away from winning the national championship. One win away. One win away. Dude, if you think our team ain't keyed in to play in Washington, oh yeah, by the way, Washington did beat Texas in the Sugar Bowl, and that Michael Penix Jr. dude is special, man. And I tell you what, Michigan is going to have their hands full with Michael Penix Jr. Because Michael Penix is way better than what C.J. Stroud was when he played at Ohio. He's way better than Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe, he was just more like a, more like a, he's a dual threat, but he's more of a scrambler than a passer, in my opinion. But that Michael Penix Jr. dude, Michigan gonna have their hands full with Michael Penix Jr. Michael Penix Jr. should have won the Heisman this year. That's how good Michael Penix Jr. is. He should have won the Heisman. But they gave it to another guy. I think his name is Jaden Daniels or whatever the case. They gave him the Heisman. But man, Michael Penix Jr. and those Washington Huskies, they gonna give Michigan a handful. And I saw that, man, the Washington Huskies got top-notch wide receivers. You talking about Marvin Harrison Jr.? These cats got 3. Not saying they're good as Marvin Harrison Jr., but man, they got some weapons on offense. So our defense gonna have to really study what Washington is gonna do. Study Michael Penix, study the wide receiver core that they have. Because I tell you what, man, they cannot allow Michael Penix to feel comfortable in the pocket. Because if you allow that man to feel comfortable in the pocket, that man can make whatever throw he wants, and it's just going to be so easy for him. But just saying that, I do feel confident that Michigan got what they need to overcome Washington and to finally be called national champions. That would be something awesome. So, before I end this video, and I'm so happy right now, my team is one win away from winning the whole thing. I am so happy right now, dude. Man, y'all don't understand. But anyway, it's one more thing I need to do before I conclude this video. I have a top 10 list. And I want to share with everybody that's watching this video. And I want to do it David Letterman style without the drum roll because I don't have the sound effects to do the drum roll. But I wrote the top 10 list. The top 10 list of things that Michigan heard all season long. The top 10 things that Michigan heard all season long. And I want to share it with you. Number 10, Michigan lost 6 straight bowl games. Well, you can't say 7 because Michigan finally broke the streak of losing bowl games. So they cannot say that anymore. They got to put that talk to rest. Number 9, the SEC is unbeatable. Oh, what happened yesterday at the Rose Bowl? What happened? Did Michigan beat Alabama? Alabama was the number 4 team in the country. Yes, Alabama did beat Georgia, but Michigan beat the team that beat Georgia. And those 2 are SEC schools. So Michigan beat the top SEC school in the country. So that debunks that the SEC is untouchable. Number 8, Michigan's season is tainted. Did Paul Finebaum, the man that drove the Pitchfork Committee, was saying that Michigan's season is tainted because of this cheating allegations thing? And so he was saying that if he will put an asterisk right next to Michigan's season, even if Michigan wins the whole entire thing. Why did Paul Finebaum change his so-called tone after Michigan beat Alabama? Oh, so now all of a sudden he says that he feels that Michigan's season won't be tainted. But he was the one before the Alabama-Michigan game said that Michigan's season is tainted and they should put an asterisk right next to Michigan's season. So he did drive the bus. So now he got to change the tone. Okay. Number 7, Michigan didn't play anybody. Oh, we heard that all year long. Michigan didn't play anybody. When Michigan played UNLV, when Michigan played Bowling Green, when Michigan played East Carolina, wherever the team. Oh, Michigan didn't play anybody. Michigan ain't going to be that good. Wait till Michigan play against a real team, against a ranked team like a Penn State or like an Ohio State or like a blah, blah, blah. Michigan didn't play anybody. Michigan going to be exposed when Michigan play a real team. Michigan can play a cupcake school and blow them out, but when it comes to a real ranked team, Michigan is going to lose. What happened? Did Michigan play Penn State? Penn State was ranked? What happened? Did we play Ohio? Was they ranked? Oh, and yes, Michigan not only won those games, but Michigan won those games without our head coach on the sidelines because somebody decided to snitch. Somebody decided to join together to call the commissioner to have Jim Harbaugh suspended for the remainder of the regular season. Oh, how that worked out. But Michigan didn't play anybody. Oh, well, you can debunk that myth. Oh, and we played Alabama. Was they the number 14? Was they the best team? Or were they the SEC champions? Did we just knock off the SEC champions? Oh, but Michigan didn't play anybody. Shut up. Number 6. J.J. McCarthy is overrated. We've been hearing that all season. That J.J. is not good enough. That J.J. kind of fell off from last year. J.J. is not the same quarterback that he was last year. J.J. is not going to get it done because J.J. is not as good as Kyle McCord. J.J. is not as good as Jalen Miro. And I'll be, the talk never stops. The chatter never stops. When it comes to our haters, when it comes to the SECPN, when it comes to that network, the talk never stops. Oh, J.J. McCarthy is overrated. He's not going to get the job done at Michigan. Well, we shut that down, did we? Somebody eating a heck of a lot of crow, huh? And we're the chefs, and we're cooking it up fresh and ready for all of our haters. How do you want your crow? Do you want it baked, deep fried, or grilled? How you want your crow? Or do you want it just raw? Because we're serving crow to all of our haters. So continue with the top 10. Number 5. Ohio Soft will get their revenge at the Big House. Well, Ohio Soft fans, prior to the matchup, was talking all that noise. Oh, and when the cheating allegations came out, they was like, that's how Michigan won the last 2. They had to steal our signs. They had to steal signs in order to win. That's how they won. So we're going to get our revenge. We're going to expose Michigan. What happened? We beat y'all without our head coach on the sideline once again. What excuse do you have now? Michigan didn't steal your signs. We stole your heart out of your chest. We embarrassed y'all. Number 4. Michigan should be disqualified from the playoffs due to sign stealing. ESPN, and particularly Paul Feinbaum and Stephen A. Smith both was on that train, was talking about, Michigan shouldn't even be in the CFP because Michigan cheated. But wait a minute. Did the NCAA came out with their ruling? The last time I checked, they were still doing their investigation. So it's kind of like they wanted Michigan punished before the NCAA came out with their ruling as far as what was going on. So that's kind of like you charge them, you hand down the judgment before the verdict comes. And so that's what they wanted. And the CFP did not fold. The CFP do not listen to a bunch of people that don't know what the heck they talking about. And they just want to see Michigan punished without due process. But luckily, the NCAA at least have a part brain. They may not have a full brain, but at least they have a little bit of brain not to punish Michigan. And I'm talking about the CFP, not the NCAA. So, back again. Number 3, Jim Harbaugh is leaving for the NFL. Every year. Never stops. Jim Harbaugh is talking to an NFL team. NFL having contacts with Jim Harbaugh. They want Jim Harbaugh to come and talk, and so he'll become the head coach of their team. Every year. It never fails. Jim Harbaugh is always in some NFL news. The man is not even in the NFL, but yet all these rumors about Jim Harbaugh's leaving Michigan, he's going to return back to the NFL. And here's the thing. And the reason why ESPN, and they're the number ones that does that, is because they're pro-SEC, and number 2, they're trying to mess up Michigan's recruiting. Because they figured that if they can stir up enough rumors about Jim Harbaugh's leaving to go to the NFL, then that's going to make kids want to decommit or not commit to the University of Michigan. And they peddle that crap every single year. Every year. And it never fails. Let me continue. Number 2, the NCAA is going to bring the hammer down on the program. It's only our haters that wants to see Michigan fall. It's only our haters that wants to see Michigan get the death penalty. It's only haters that wants to see Michigan become irrelevant again. And they will do everything they can to try to ensure that happens. They're hoping and praying that the NCAA will bring the hammer down on Michigan. So 1, they can have something to laugh at. And number 2, they can feel better about themselves because they know that they can never be us. They can never achieve what Michigan achieved, both on the field and in the classroom. They will never be Michigan. They will never be University of Michigan when it comes to prowess, when it comes to prestige. So that's when you have jealousy. Do you say the Bible says that envy is one of the 7 deadliest sins? But yet you got a whole lot of people that's envious of the University of Michigan. And it shows. What they did, I'm talking about the Big Ten members, they all joined together and cried to the commissioner of the Big Ten, Tony Petitti. Oh, y'all got to do something. Oh, Michigan been cheating. There's video evidence. Oh, we can show you Michigan been cheating. But instead of the commissioner doing the right thing and giving Jim Harbaugh or giving the University of Michigan due process, he jumped the gun and he did what the other members of the Big Ten wanted him to do. And that's suspend Jim Harbaugh without giving that man due process. But did that work out? Okay, I'll wait. Did that work out? So funny that Michigan beat Penn State, beat Maryland, beat Ohio State without Jim Harbaugh on the sideline. Made it to the Big Ten championship game in Indianapolis, beat Iowa, and beat them convincingly. Okay. Went to the Rose Bowl. And they chose Alabama. And I'm talking about the committee. They picked Alabama because they thought that they was going to punish Michigan by matching them up with Alabama and thinking that Alabama was going to take care of things and Michigan won't be playing for a national championship. But, well, we see what happened, right? Michigan is only one win away from winning the national championship. And the number 1 on the top 10 list, Michigan can't not win without cheating. Really? What just happened? What happened yesterday at the Rose Bowl? What happened? Did Michigan cheat? Did Michigan steal Alabama signs? Did Michigan have the upper hand advantage over Alabama? No. No. Michigan did not cheat. Michigan did not cheat to beat Alabama. Matter of fact, Nick Saban changed his signs. Nick Saban even said that he did not allow his players to even study the game on tablets because of the fear that Michigan may hack tablets to steal their signs. Oh, what happened to that talk? Did Michigan steal your signs, Nick Saban? Did Michigan steal your signs? Alabama? Did Michigan steal your signs? From the last time I checked, after the game, I read all the comments. Alabama fans acknowledged that Michigan beat them fair and square. It was a beating. Well, I ain't gonna say a beating, but they just they say, you know what? Michigan beat them fair and square. There was no cheating involved. Now, you might have a few Alabama fans that still want to ride this Michigan cheated bus, but most of the Alabama fans gave Michigan their respect. They Michigan flat out beat Alabama fair and square. They can't blame the refs. The refs let both teams play, and they acknowledged that Michigan was just a better team. So Michigan did not cheat to beat Alabama. Michigan did not cheat to beat Ohio soft. Michigan did not cheat to beat Penn State. Michigan did not cheat to beat Maryland. When our head coach was suspended those last 3 regular season games. All of that talk. And look what happened. The team stuck together. The only thing y'all did, and I'm talking about y'all haters, was made a team that was already together more together. They didn't turn against each other. They didn't get discouraged. They didn't quit on the team. They didn't opt out. Now, maybe you have 2 players that opted out. But to be honest with you, those 2 players really didn't see any playing time. So that's why they opted out. But our main players, they did not opt out. They stuck together. Our coaching staff kept that team together. They played with so much love for each other. They fought for each other. Because you know what? Anytime the world is against you, the only thing you have is you. The only thing you have is that locker room and your teammates that has your back when everyone else wants to see you burn. So once again, haters, how does it feel that all that talk, all that chatter, everything y'all tried to do to try to derail Michigan season, how does it feel? Y'all sitting on the couch and y'all watching Michigan beat the best team in the country in Alabama. Beat the SEC team. And now one win away from winning it all. How does it feel? Well, there's plenty of Kleenex, there's plenty of tissue. And matter of fact, if you want me to mail you some tissue or send you a package with tissue, I will drop my email. I will give you my information, or give me your information, and I will send you a free box of Kleenex so you can dry those salty tears. But what a great time to be a Michigan Wolverine. What a great time to be a Michigan Wolverine. So once again, congratulations to those men that wore the uniform, that wore the ring helmet, and they went out there and they battled like warriors. They battled in the midst of adversity, in the midst of turmoil, in the midst of hell. And they came out victorious. But there's still work to do. Michigan is not satisfied until we win this last game of the year. And that's to win the national championship. And I'm telling you, if Michigan wins the national championship, I cannot promise you that I'm going to behave. I can't promise you that I'm going to act civilized. I cannot promise you any of those things. But I tell you what, it's going to be very entertaining. So until then, oh, one more thing. At the Rose Bowl game, they showed them on TV. It was some Ohio State fans that wore special t-shirts that was made. That it says Ohio State supports Alabama. How low of a loser can you be to travel all the way to Pasadena, knowing that your team got humiliated by another Block M team in Mizzou, and for y'all to have the nerve to fly all the way out to Pasadena in y'all Ohio State shirts, talking about y'all support Alabama, thinking that y'all was going to give Michigan the ultimate troll job. And the only thing y'all did was troll y'all selves in front of millions of people that watched the game. Y'all double losers then. Not only did we beat y'all team, but we beat the team that y'all flew all the way out to Pasadena to support. Thinking that it's going to make y'all Ohio fans feel better. Oh, that troll job, y'all suck. Until then, I will make another video before and after the title game on January 8th. And I'll promise you, like I said, if Michigan wins the national championship, I can't promise you that I'm going to behave. I can't promise you that I'm going to be civilized. I just can't make that promise. I might cry. I might have some red eyes. I might have some tears. But it's going to be tears of joy. And Harbaugh did everything he should have done and did do. And I think Jim Harbaugh is going to leave to go to the NFL. But until then, hail to the Venters. Go Blue. See you next time. Peace.